Hey guys, this is Justin Jacoby, Camp Jansen coach and IFBB pro here with Nick Gloff. As always, going to be running you guys through another leg session. Nick's going to run the session like he always does. We'll both do some talking points, explain what we're doing and why we're doing them, as well as all of the cues to be able to get the most out of every movement. All right, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. Fuck.
Come on.
Okay. So we start off every leg session with adductors. It's one of those muscle groups where like, it's a really strong muscle group, and if we avoid it and then try and put it in too late, we're already expended so much energy that we really can't like progress this the way that we want to. So we want to treat this like a true progressive overload type of movement. So that's why you'll see Nick using the gym pin to make sure that he can continue to progress this movement. I'm not there yet. And so, but another reason why I like putting it first, and why Nick likes putting it first too, is so that we don't skip it. It's like after a hard leg workout, if we didn't do the adductors first, it's an easy muscle group like calves, where you can just completely avoid for the whole workout, and then you go months and months and months without hitting them. So if you keep yourself accountable and put it first, there's no way that you can miss that, and then you're not missing this entire portion of your leg where you have that inner sweep. So that's another reason why we put it first. I rambled on that too, but that's all right.
That wasn't a ramble. That was meaningful.
What we're doing here is we're doing a double pause. We're in a really vulnerable position here on this machine, so we're pausing in the fully stretched and then fully contracted position, so fully shortened. This isn't a movement that you can just bounce around like a calf raise or a leg press where you just bottom it out and then use momentum to pull it back up.
Come on.
Oh. Come on.
Oh.
Yep, you got it.
Oh.
Come on. Here we go.
Oh. Yep. Good. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, fuck. That hurts like bad. Like in a good way.
Okay. Good. Just making sure.
It actually got better as the sets went on. Like that pain went away. It just needed more time to like get the area opened up.
Good.
It must have been really tight.
That probably would have given you some discomfort when we got to squats then.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Right. Yeah.
Good we got it out of the way.
That's another reason why we do this first.
Yeah.
So right when we started, I was complaining about how I was actually having a lot of pain in my hip flexor adductor area, like right here, like in the crease of your groin. And it took all three of those working sets actually to finally get that area like loosened up, because it's being stretched under a load, and then we're giving it a cue to contract against the load. Had we not done this first, going into squats probably wouldn't have been the best thing for me, because if that area is tight on me, my squats are then going to be thrown off, bigger risk of injury. I mean, you can hurt your adductors just squatting just as easily as you can do anything else. So that's another reason why the adductors go first in the workout.
I just don't know how you do the movie magic here.
No, it's just his is going to be a little different opposed to different tips. So this is fine.
Set in place. Lock in.
Fucking moving, old fucking place today.
Blow out. Yes. Now hold. Go. All right, just keep it then. Keep it. Something that you may or may not notice about the difference between me and Justin running into the start of movements is I don't very often go through multiple sets of warm-ups to get into movements. So I've done a lot of prep work, very specific prep work to me, pre-session that gets me ready to do a lot of these movements. And once I've gotten all my stimulation up to the point that I can execute well, and a lot of these patterns I have very, very well neurologically patterned over years and years. It's very reliable to me. I don't need to go set by set and do one set of 20 at the lightest thing I'm gonna do, and a second set for 15 reps, and then another third one for 10, and no. I'm going to touch a weight that is appropriate, that would give me some sort of challenge that's going to pull me from position, and then make sure that I can maintain position and get the muscle that's supposed to be working, doing its job. And then I go from there to another weight that's very, very close to what I'm gonna do for my working, touch that one, and then move to the working weight, if I even have to do that. On a lot of movements, I don't even have to do that, and I run right into the movement itself at the working weight, as long as I know when I feel that I'm adequately warmed up on all those major tissues that need to be warmed up for me to do it without hurting myself.
Good. Here we go.
Yeah. Come on.
Good. Come on. Good. Come on. Come on, Nick. There we go. There we go. Pull hard. Good. Good.
It's a lightweight work, always the worst. Always. Watch that back. Have a double pause on this just like we had on the adductor. And as soon as I can't maintain that top shortened position with that pause, I know that things are about to come to the end. I try to maintain that as much as I can as I continue through reps. Never do I cut short the lengthened pause. That lengthened pause is the only way that you standardize any reps on a leg curl like this. You start to allow yourself to just drop into the bottom, you'll pull it right back up. You're working with a stretch reflex that just will kick it for you and get you that start of the way. And then once you get past that start, especially for how we have it loaded, extra in the lengthened position, you miss the primary benefit of having it loaded this way. And then, honestly, you don't really even get much of anything throughout the rest of the rep. So by the time you have your hamstring take over again, you pretty much went to the point that it doesn't load you anymore. So keep it standard, make sure you can actually make it trackable progressions. Don't throw shit.
I can't hold a barbell like the way he does it, like that. So I just flip around like a kabuki bar, and it goes over my shoulders like this, and it still loads the front of my body, so I have to stay upright. So it's still the same movement, it's still front squat, but it's like assisting basically.
Okay, so this is a Spanish squat. This is a prep movement that we're doing before actual squatting. So what the bands are doing, pulling on the back of his knees directly and having a straight line path forward. Note, it's 2 bands, not 1. Having 1 band is gonna try and pull your knees in like this excessively, and you're trying to have this like outward knee cue is really counterproductive for actual squatting mechanics. You don't wanna start cueing that and then get under a bar where that's not necessary and will be detrimental. You don't need to be ingraining that into your head, okay? So, start moving. Major thing, you need knee travel for a squat to go well. So this is cueing him to allow his knees to come forward as far as he can get them while keeping himself upright. Keep going. So what the bands are also doing with the pressure trying to pull him this way, it's not just pulling at his knees are connected to everything else. So it's pulling his entire body forward this way. That's giving him the ability to counterbalance his own weight against the pressure of the bands, so it'll allow his torso to be a little bit more upright. Secondary, this pressure coming forward is trying to pull his lower legs forward as well. This, trying to pull his lower legs forward, helps for people that, most people honestly, that have very heel heavy pressure on their squats. Whenever you're doing any big joint path movement, where you're getting knee traveling over foot, hip traveling back, you need to have most of your pressure through the midfoot rather than the heel. Don't care what your strength and conditioning coach in college and high school told you, you don't squat through your heels. You squat through your whole foot. So you need the pressure centered at the midfoot, as well as when you have a bar on you, you're going to align yourself with the bar so that the bar settles itself over midfoot in space. So this is pushing him away from having his pressure sitting on the heel, pulling him forward, and in doing so, for him to stay in one place and not get pulled straight into the rack, he has to keep strong big toe pressure into the floor. This big toe pressure is integral for having any of your big compound patterns, especially in a squat-like pattern, go well. So this is really good also for having knees working well while you're doing anything under load. So you're gonna be directly moving them and having them resist the most force in the most direct path to their knee extension arc that you can, which you can't get with really any other pattern. One more. You got it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Yes.
Fuck yeah! Woo! Smoke that shit.
Tired of having the bar roll and that ending my sets. Really tired of it. So we'll see if this helps.
Good. Good, let it settle. Come on. That all felt nice. Can't get it out. I'm bringing this with me.
Here, as a movement following front squat, Roger sit press. So this piece is a really, really great piece, but you need to know how to set it up so you can actually get something out of it. So on something like the hammer strength, seated horizontal leg press, and all other of those horizontal leg press types, all of those you want to set the seat as close as you can to where you place your feet, because you can't move where you start with where your feet are placed on all of those. And so you set yourself close so you can get the most range of motion, and you can get yourself starting in a hard position, and it drops off as you get up to the top. For this though, this is built a little bit differently. And now if you have this seat really close to the platform, and you have it started in a position that allows you to use these safety pins, you're already in a position where this load arm is turned this way. It is already past the point where it is perpendicular to the ground. This is the hardest point that it's going to be. It'll be the heaviest as this load distribution is straight perpendicular to the ground. You're already starting here. If I sit down into this and I start pressing from the pins, this is already past the heaviest load point. The only thing it'll do from here is continue to get lighter. So you're starting from already light to lighter, lighter, lighter air. So you almost get nothing out of this, and you can stack every plate on it, and you can think you're really strong, but you're not getting anything out of doing this versus using any other leg press piece that'll keep you honest. So what you're gonna do is you set these safety guards, these drop guards, into a spot in here that actually makes sense. So I always place it into the second one forward. Because from there, if I set my seat back a good distance, approximated there, press off, take these out. From here, my position to start from is pretty solid. Now, double leg is the same. From here, I can set up, get my hips behind me, under into the crease of the seat, keep my chest up tall, my knees straight in front of me rather than dumped out, and press. From that starting position, this load arm is already straight up and down. This is gonna be heavy. So you're going to get to the bottom, it's gonna have a little bit of a drop off, really heavy right as you pick it up, and then you're gonna cross that and it'll start to drop off, which is actually the kind of weight distribution you want from a movement like this. Not to just go from light to air. So know how to set it up, you'll get the most out of it.
Same stance as my squat. Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, yep, got it. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Let's go. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, finish. Okay. Cool.
He literally presses like it's nothing.
I know, it's fucking annoying. So much stronger than me. Fuck. Come on. Jesus Christ. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
That doesn't feel so good. Quad tendons aren't too happy with that.
All right, guys, so that's a wrap for today's leg workout. Nick and I really went at it. It was a good one. Definitely hit some some new PRs today on front squats for both sets of those. Lying hamstring curls didn't go exactly according to plan, but we had a couple things that were nicked up today, so we're just gonna correct them with more of our prehabilitation movements that Nick talked about earlier, where we're doing a lot of prehab and warm-up movements before coming into the session, so that way we can pretty much jump into our working weights for the most part, or at least cutting down on our actual need for warm-up time. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video in 2 weeks.